Hello guys, and welcome back to my allotment. I'm quite a fairly mild but damp day. Weather this week has been up and down, plenty of showers but some decent sunshine. But the rain has definitely been welcomed because my allotment is looking good for it, because everything's just been watered really well. Of course, I'm standing here with this netting, standing by my peas, because like everyone else on here, the birds have had all the pea plants. But they've also had my garden rockies from the last time. And I don't know how, they've also had my swede plants. And I'm not entirely sure how they've done that, because I've got caging over the top of that. So unless I'm actually standing on the top and just pecking the leaves off, I don't know. But it's a little bit frustrating, really, when such things are being eaten by the birds. That is a problem we've had around here. And it's a problem that's getting worse. It's just the birds. There's that many of them. Wood pigeons are the worst ones around here. But today, of course, I'm not too late, but I need to replant some more peas. I've got a couple of weeks still, but I want to get it done today. The idea is cleaning the old plants up, get rid of the weed, and when I plant the new ones, is just cover it with netting, because my two little friends have not worked this year for some reason. So I'm going to move them over into where the flower bed is, and I'll just put that for decoration. And we'll just go from there. After that, it's going to be weeding, because my first lot of early potatoes are covered with weed. But that's because of the damp weather that we've had as well. But that's the fun of it, I suppose. But anyway, I'm going to make a start now on these peas and get them done, because forecast more rain this afternoon. I don't fancy being caught up in that. So let's see what I can get done today. So see you in a bit, guys. Now, the best method of keeping birds off your vegetable patch is just to cover it over with any kind of green or light mesh netting. That is the only way you are going to stop the birds from eating your vegetable plants. There is only certain things that they will have, with the main ones being obviously the peas, especially pigeons and little the blackbirds. They love the peas, but also your lettuce is at risk. Swede is at risk. Anything like that, anything that's at risk of being eaten by birds, cover it over as best you can with netting. It's the only thing you can do. So what I'm going to do is just going to loosen it up with a fork, and I should just be able to pull most of the weeds out. I'm just going to dig up a couple of the pea plants, and unfortunately that is what they now look like. And some are probably worse than that as well, but I should have covered it over in the first place. But that's what I'm going to do now. So we learn from our mistakes, don't we? So it's been weeded. I've got the next lot of corns, or should I say my corns? My new lot of peas are also in that side of the sugar snap peas. This side, I can't remember which ones they are. I think I've still got the packet in my pocket. There you are. Keveldon Wonder. So I've got two lots of peas. And we'll see what happens. I'll have a fair few seeds on each row as well. And it does say I can still plant them in June. It doesn't matter if they're a little bit later. They soon catch up. But this is a part that I'm not looking forward to. That's sort of the netting out. Might have to do this twice, but I need to be careful on that side because the gap between the netting and the corn is not much at all. So I'll probably use this side to measure and cut because I may have to do this twice. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just got to be enough to keep them birds off the peas, because I really want some peas this year, because they have been a struggle for a few years now with the bird population going up. But I mean, I never do a perfect job of stuff anyway, but as long as the job gets done, doesn't necessarily matter how it looks. But I might have to, if I go to do this twice, I might have to connect them in the middle with some cable ties just to stop the birds, because I can still get them in the, birds can still come in the middle and go through the netting and eat the plants. So I've got to take every precaution I can to stop that from happening. And this is not exactly easy to cut. With that out of the way, what's some French beans? I put some canes inside these, and I put some bottles. All the bottle does is stops the cane from peeking through or poking through the netting. But yeah, I'm going to have to do that twice. But that's okay. But yeah, I'm not sure how it's going to look. It's not going to be great by any means. I may have cut that a little bit too short, actually. The things you do. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm not sure about that. I don't know. I'm not convinced this netting's going to work. Doesn't look overly great, does he? But anyway, I'll have a think about it. And then once I've decided what to do, because it might be, I might just put the discs out if I can't seem to do it. To see if I can stop him, but come back to be with me. And then we'll see what happens, eh? We'll see what happens. So, wish me luck.
A few moments later.
As you can tell from what I'm doing, I have not found a solution on what to do. I was just out of ideas. I just couldn't get it to work. Now, yes, you do catch me on the track. Luckily, there's no one up here, so I'm not going to be in anybody's way. And this is the only flat surface that I've got to do this. So I've cut two pieces. I've got some cable ties, and I'm just going to cable tie it along the middle and connect the two pieces together and drape it over the top. If I need to get rid of the canes with the bottles, I'll get rid of them if I need to. Apart from that, I don't really know what else I can do. So yeah, it's one of them, isn't it, really? But I'm hoping this works. If it does, right. If it doesn't, then I don't know what to do. So I'll be back with you in about 10 years' time when I finally get this done.
2,000 years later.
Did I manage to do it? Well, I have. I'm not happy with the job itself, but it does look like it could potentially stop the birds from eating the peas. That's what I'm hoping. I've got to try and find an easier way of doing this next year. But it's not pretty. I've had to put this at the front because I didn't have enough to cover this gap here. And it only takes a couple of birds to get in there and peck through the netting for the peas. I have left enough room either side for the peas to grow. However, the thing I was worried about was this side here, and unfortunately I have trod on one of my sweet corn plants and snapped it. That one there. I'm not entirely happy about that, and that was quite frustrating. But there's not really much else I can do. So as long as it does the job, it's okay. And I've only lost one corn. Luckily, I have got plenty of corns in. But anyway, that is a job I wanted to do today. After that now, it's just going to be just weeding. And believe me when I say, there's quite a lot of it. So what I thought I'd do now, I thought just give you a little tour now and just how things are progressing down the allotment. And then, yeah, and just see how things are going. So let's have a look, shall we? Let's start in the greenhouse. The greenhouse. So, cucumber plants looking extremely healthy. I do still need to water inside the greenhouse, and this is a good sign when you get this. And another thing is, because I'm leaving the door open and the window, the bees are coming in, and you do want bees, especially when the flowers come on, because they need to pollinate. That one there on the side there, them are my eggplants / aubergines. I said these are sweet chilies, they're not the green chilies. And the rest are pepper. That's them. Apart from them, so them are also green chilies. I've got a bit of bindweed coming through. Where's that come from? Let's get rid of that, shall I? So yeah, pepper. Looking good. Tomatoes. Looking good. A little tip about tomatoes as well is, I may have mentioned it before, these little ones here, try and break them off, else your plants will just grow too wild. And more tomatoes over this side here, again looking nice and healthy, and I love the smell of tomato plants. Don't know why, but I'm a little bit weird. My experiment tomatoes hasn't worked, but I'll leave them a bit longer to see what happens. Now onto the outside, shall we have a look? Broad beans. Lots of flowers on the broad beans. I actually quite like the flowers on the broad beans. Thing to watch out for on broad beans is black fly. At the minute, I'm not showing any signs of any black fly, which is good, because black fly can potentially kill off the plants. Radishes, I think some of them are now going to seed, so I think I may pull these up. So yeah, I reckon them are good. So I'm going to pull them up, I think, today, because I can plant some more. Blotter beans are looking healthy, growing extremely well. Still nothing from the celery and the leeks, but there's still time for them. Did I plant anything in that one? I can't remember. Oh, yeah, I did, didn't I? The spring onions. It doesn't look like there's anything in that one either. So let's just walk around here, save walking over the beds. Onions looking good. That will need weeding a little bit, but it's not too bad at the minute. Lots of onions. Something to look out for. Sometimes you can get like a little, I don't know what they call it, something at the top here where it's potentially going to seed. If you get that, just nip it off. Carrot bed is looking good. Going to have lots of carrots again this year, which I'm happy about. These are the swede that the birds have pecked through. I'm not sure if it is going to affect the plant or the vegetable. I'm not entirely sure, so I'm going to try and think of another way to stop them. Beetroot's looking good. They haven't touched the beetroot yet. And of course, the 3 tomato plants I've put outside, them seeds were taken off quite well as well. Again, let's just walk around the raised beds so I'm not. Cauliflowers that I planted recently, I've got rid of them. There wasn't exactly looking too healthy either, so I should have come down a bit more often to water them. But it doesn't matter, because I've got plenty in the greenhouse. It just means that I've got a raised bed here with nothing in. But I suppose I can put some, I think I can do carrots this time of year still. And of course, the radishes I can put in, so I can still use them. So, yeah. Lettuce looking good. The spinach and the garden rocket. The garden rocket seems to be coming back a little bit. But the spinach seems to be going to seed. So I'll probably get a few leaves off that. Courgettes. Yes. Got some little flowers coming on them, which is looking good. And over here, that one as well. And you can tell, definitely tell them a yellow courgette, can't you? And this one seems to be coming back as well. And the zinnia flowers, they're looking nice and healthy. Please excuse the weed on this part here. The climbing French beans, they are, well, climbing, which is good. And they are looking nice and bushy. Looking good down there. These two pots out in the greenhouse, what I've done, I've just whacked them in the ground as they are. There's like 4 in there. And I'll just get a couple of canes and I'll water them. And French beans over this side as well. Looking good and starting to climb. And now I've already showed you the peas, so I'm not going to bother with that. Corns, yeah, apart from the one I tried on, corns looking good. In fact, quite a lot of them growing quite tall. So that's not looking bad at all, is it though? Blueberry bushes. I thought the birds might have ate the blueberries, but I'm just wondering if that's the fruit. Could potentially be, but who knows? I forgot about these as well. Pumpkins. Them are still there. I've got 2 over this side and 2 over this side here. Looking good. Cabbages. Can I get the phone through? No. Oh, can I? Let's squeeze you through to have a look. That didn't quite work out, did it? No, never mind. But yeah, so my cabbage is starting to fatten up quite nicely. One there not looking too great, and one there not looking great, but still, and another one over there as well. Sprouts at the back seems to be taking off well as well. Who knows, we might have some sprouts this year. I hope so anyway, since it's the first time I've done them in a while. Yeah, my cauliflowers looking good as well. Looks like some leaves have had a bit of a nibble. That might be slugs there, so might have to get some slug pellets down. Raspberries are full of bindweed, so that's another job I've got to do. But apart from that, looks like them having the birds having the raspberries as well. I have never had that issue before with the birds having the raspberries. Oh, that's frustrating, but still got a lot there. But I didn't think the birds would be having the raspberries, but it looks like they are. Oh, that's annoying. Light potatoes all coming through. Some bramble which I need to cut off here. Of course, I've got a couple of rows of light potatoes here and the salad potatoes. This part needs weeding, and that will be done next time I come down. But again, early potatoes looking good. Quickly look at the flower bed. All the flowers looking good as well. Zinnias should I say, lupins, all looking good. Ew. And in the pots, and sunflowers as well, looking good. It's a challenge for you. How many times did I say looking good in that video? But yeah, all in all, yeah, I'm happy with how it's looking. But next time I come down, like I said, I will have to weed around these potatoes. It's not going to be an easy task, because I think I left it a little bit too long. But that's all part of owning an allotment, isn't it? But anyway, yes, thank you very much for joining me this week. And if you've got any questions, leave it in the comments. And if you liked what you see, please leave a like, maybe even subscribe if you like what you see. And I'll see you next time. Take care, guys.